Guys, how are you? I hope everybody's doing good. It's so good to see you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody this week on our Zoom guided reading lessons. But for now, we are going to finish up with Junie B. Jones and the Silly Smelly Bus. We've been reading this all last week and we have learned some very exciting things. Let's talk first about the characters. Who have been some of the characters in the story? I'm going to basically hold my fingers up and count up to 10. And when all my fingers are up, then I want you to tell me what and who the characters are. Let's try it. Are you ready? This is our thinking time. Who are the characters in the story? All right, when I count to 3, I want you guys to yell out the main character of the story. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. If you said Junie B. Jones, you are right. Junie B. Jones is the main character of the story. It's about a little girl and she's getting ready to go to kindergarten and she is really nervous about taking the bus to and from school. Very good. There are also some other characters that we read about in the story. We also read about Mrs. Mrs. is her teacher. We read about Mom. The mom is part of the story also. She talks about her grandpa sometimes. She talked about that Jim that she hates. She does not like Jim. There was some other few characters in her story too. I can't remember what her other friend's name was. So we'll have to go back in a little bit and look for it to see if we can remember. Lucille, that was her name. See, if I forget something, I can go back in the story and find what I'm looking for. So Lucille was her very good friend. So let's also talk about the setting. Where does the story of Junie B. Jones take place? Where is she? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it, and then we're going to talk about it together. All right? So where does the story take place? All right, when I count to 3, I want you to shout out one of the settings from the story. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Amazing. If you said the school or her house or the bus, you are correct because those are the 3 places in the story where the story takes place. So now that we've talked about the character and the setting, let's talk about a couple words we're going to hear today. We've already learned about this word, accident. Remember, we talked about an accident is something that happens that wasn't supposed to happen. It's an accident. Like sometimes you get in a car accident. Nobody wants to get in a car accident, but it just happens. That's what happens with an accident, right? Or like a potty accident, right? Sometimes if you wait too long to go potty, you might go potty in your pants and you might have a potty accident. You didn't mean for that to happen, but it's something that just happened. Or if you're eating your ice cream and your ice cream falls on your shirt, whoops, you didn't mean for that to happen. That was an accident. So here it says the man was in an accident when he fell off the chair. And there's a picture of him with his hand and his foot all wrapped up. An accident. So that's one word we're going to hear today. Emergency. That's the other word that we were talking about earlier. An emergency is something serious, unexpected, or often dangerous that happens. The little boy had an emergency when he fell off the monkey bars at school. And there is a picture of the ambulance and the little boy riding to probably the hospital, right? You have a bad emergency. So like this guy, if we go back to the accident page, he had an emergency, right? He broke his leg, he broke his arm, he had an accident, which was an emergency. So those 2 words kind of go together. And the last word is personal. Personal, belonging to you, private, or something that you need to know. If I left my personal belongings at my house so they wouldn't get lost, right? I tell you at school all the time, leave your personal toys at your house. Leave all your toys at your house so they won't get lost at school or they won't get broken or somebody might take them. So personal means it belongs to you. Nobody else needs to know about it, just you. Okay? So those are the 3 words we're going to learn. Let's talk about it one more time. Accident, something that happens that you don't mean for it to happen. It happens by mistake. The second word is emergency, something that happens that's serious, something bad that happens. And last one is personal, something that belongs to you that only you need to know about, personal. So if you hear those words in the story today, like we always do, I want you to wiggle those fingers up way high in the air so that I know that you can hear them through the computer. Are you ready? All right, today we're going to read chapter 9, Zooming Speedy Fast. Remember last week we were reading about Junie B. Jones and she refused to take the bus home. So she was hiding in the classroom. She hid in the supply closet, then she went to the media center, and then she went to the nurse's office. And now we're going to find out what zooming speedy fast means. I like running inside the school. Wait a minute, are we supposed to run at school? No, we always use our walking feet. But she says, I like running inside the school. It's funner than running inside your house. In school, you can zoom with your arms out like a jet. So she runs speedy fast with her arms out. Put your arms out like that and zoom, 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 zoom. So she's running down the hallway. And you don't knock over the furniture. And also, the head doesn't get broken off your mother's bird statue, which used to be a blue jay, I think. So she told me that that's telling me that she was doing this at her house and she knocked over one of her mom's nice crystal blue jay birds. I zoomed straight to the cafeteria because there is a lot of tables to hide under in that place. Only when I tried to open up the door, it was all locked. Remember, Mr. P is our custodian at our school, so at the end of the day, when all the kids go home, his job is to lock all the doors. So she's trying to go to the cafeteria, but the door is locked because everybody is at home except for her. And so then I ran to another room across the hall. Only that silly door was locked too. Hey, who did all this dumb locking? I asked. Then I started jiggling up and down because I was having a little bit of a problem. That's why. The kind of problem that's called personal. She's having a problem. What is it? Do you think her problem is? If she's holding herself and she's going up and down, up and down, up and down, what do you think's the matter? Let's find out. And it's about going potty. And so all of a sudden, I had to run down the hall speedy fast, right to the girls' bathroom. So she has to go potty really bad, but all the doors are locked. Only guess what? When I got there, that silly door wouldn't open either. And so I kicked it and I hanged on it because I weigh 37. Open up and I mean it, I yelled. She needs to go potty really bad. Maybe she's having an emergency. Let's find out. But the door kept on staying shut. It's an emergency! It's an emergency, I shouted. And then all of a sudden, I remembered about that boy I can beat up because he had an emergency too. And he got to go into the boys' bathroom. And so I zoomed across the hall and I pulled on the boys' bathroom door, but that dumb thing was locked too. Silly, silly doors, I hollered. After that, I started to jiggle up and down very fast. Oh no, now I'm gonna have an accident on my skirt that looks like velvet. Uh-oh, so she's having a bathroom emergency. That's one of her rooms. And she said, I'm gonna have an accident on my new skirt. Only just then I remembered something else about emergencies because Mother told me what to do if I ever needed help. And its name is called 911. So I ran back to the dangerous nurse's office because that's where the phone was, of course. And then I picked it up and I pushed the 9 and the 1 and another 1. Help! This is an emergency, I yelled. All the doors are locked in this place and now I'm going to have a terrible accident. So she ran to the office and she called 911, which you're supposed to do if you're having an emergency. And then I heard a voice on the other end. She said for me to calm down. Yeah, only I can't calm down because I'm in big trouble and I'm all by myself and I need help real, real bad. Then the lady said to calm down again, except for I couldn't stand still. And so I just hung up and ran right out of there. And I just kept running and running till I got to the big doors at the end of the hall, and then I run right outside because maybe there might be a little toilet out there or something, except I didn't see one. All I could hear were sirens. Oh my goodness, look at this picture. There's Junie B. Jones. She's outside running around. Here comes the fire truck and the police officer, and there's someone over here running. Oh my goodness. Why do you think all the firemen and all the policemen are coming? Do you think it's because she called 911? It is. Loud sirens were all over the place and they kept getting on closer and closer. And then a big green fire truck came zooming right around the corner, and a white police car and a fast red ambulance. And guess what else? They turned right into the school parking lot. And so I stopped jiggling for a second. She froze. Can you freeze? And, and I sniffed the air, only I couldn't smell any smoke. Then I heard a grouchy voice say, "Hey, hold it, Missy," it yelled. And I got very scared inside because Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. I turned around and it was the man with the can, and he was running after me. So that's the custodian of their school. That's the person who cleans the school and locks all the doors, kind of like our Mr. Pete. So he is running after her, and all the fire trucks are coming. So she's feeling scared because she doesn't know what's happening. "Hold it right there," he hollered again, and then I started to cry. "Yeah, only that's the trouble. I can't hold it," I said. "I already hold it all I can, and now I'm having an emergency, and all the bathrooms are locked, and now I'm going to have an accident very quick." And then the man with the can didn't look so grouchy anymore. "Well, why didn't you say so, sis?" he said, and then he pulled a big bunch of keys out of his pocket, and he grabbed my hand, and then him and me zoomed back to the school, speedy fast. So the custodian came to save the day, right? He came to help her unlock the bathroom door so she didn't have an emergency or an accident inside her pants. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to read Me and That Grace. And I think that tomorrow, that will be the last chapter of our book. We're going to finish that book tomorrow. All right, guys, you guys have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.